Buenas tardes. This is Scott Oliver with WeLoveCostaRica.com here in Salitral in Santa Ana, just outside of San Jose. It's the end of January. As you can see, we're very, very cool. It's about 82 degrees, I'm guessing. And I'm standing here with Henry Feinberg, originally from Brooklyn, New York, and latterly from North Carolina. Henry has bought a big chunk of land here in Santa Ana, and we're going to discuss what Henry's bought and why he bought it. But first of all, tell us how much land you did buy and give us an idea of why you thought this would be a good place to buy land and invest in Costa Rica real estate.
Okay, well, 2 years ago when the stock market crashed, I lost 20% of my money. So I figured, well, how am I going to make that back again? So I figured Costa Rica and real estate. I mean, real estate's always been good to me all through the United States. I had some land once in Panama, which I bought and sold, and I figured that I would go to Costa Rica because a friend of mine in North Carolina said, come on, let's go down to Costa Rica. I'll show you the place. I've been going there for years. So we went. And 2 years ago, I came here. We looked at the Pacific side, the Caribbean side, and I saw the usual beach properties and stuff, none of which really impressed me. The beaches are beautiful, but there were a lot of projects that were bought and construction began and then abandoned.
I'm assuming the prices were different on the beaches too.
Yes, indeed, indeed. The last piece of property that we went to see was this one right here. And I was impressed with the beauty and the pastoral setting with the small little farms that are around here growing food that people consume and the beautiful view, as you can see. And I just said, this looks like the best piece of property because of its location. It's very close to San Jose. And can we actually build anything on this property? So we began the process at that point. That was 2 years ago.
Excellent. The land we're standing on is in Salitral, which is literally 15 minutes from San Jose. So it is an incredibly convenient location. We'll show you on the video a little bit later the views from the top, as well as the other parts of the land where you could build some beautiful apartment buildings and homes. But give us an idea of what your overall concept was when you bought the land, Henry.
Well, we wanted to build individual homes. And as we began the thought process and the development process and the paperwork, it was suggested to us, hey, instead of building individual homes, why not build some condominiums, just sparsely placed throughout the property, which would have less of an impact and would be just as cost effective or perhaps even better. Mm-hmm. So that's what we did. We went and we found out that the zoning would permit that. And so that's what our plan is to develop some condominiums, perhaps 3 stories high, several buildings, and that's it. That's all we want to do.
And I'm assuming that with the way the zoning applies here in Santa Ana, there's going to be lots of green spaces as well.
Yes, we have no plans to develop for the full impact. We want to back off and do as the least amount of impact on the land that we can. Mm-hmm. I think they would approve 7 stories. We want to do 3. They would approve a number of buildings. I think 8. We were thinking about doing 4.
Excellent. And this particular area, of course, for those of you that don't know Salitral, it's not a name that's very common. We are literally 20 minutes from Hospital Cima, one of the best hospitals in Central America, not just in Costa Rica. We are very, very close to a number of international schools, including Country Day School, which is considered one of the best schools in Costa Rica. And all the best shopping, all the best restaurants, and of course San Jose and the theaters, which are very close by. For you as an investor, when you first bought this property, was there any particular type of person that you had in mind that you thought would be most suitable to buy here and live here?
Yes, you know, we did some research and found out that Costa Rica is very good business-wise, and there's a lot of middle management people. We're targeting the local Costa Rican population for the condominiums. Our price range is from $140,000 to $190,000. Now, if foreigners are coming to Costa Rica and they want to buy condominiums here, fine, but that is not our primary target. Mm-hmm. Our primary target is middle-level management in Costa Rica.
Excellent. Well, for those of you who are not familiar with the growth we've seen here in offshore and outsourcing, just for example, this last week, Hewlett-Packard announced that Costa Rica would be one of their 6 hubs, infrastructure technology hubs here, and they have 6,000 plus employees here in Costa Rica. So this is a rapidly growing area as far as business is concerned, and I think you've probably chosen a very good little niche, because that is a market that's being undercovered at the moment.
Okay, well that's...
And here we have, I believe there's 4 or 5 different sort of fincas all joined together, is that right?
Yes, this property is originally owned by local Costa Rican people that grow coffee. This used to be a coffee farm. And the one right next door is owned by the brother of the gentleman who sold this land to us. He's growing coffee beans. They're right over there. And so these were working farms at one time. And we do not want to disturb the pastoral agricultural setting of this land by overdeveloping. We want to, if anything, underdevelop.
Perfect.
And this is, by the way, about 10 hectares, which translates into about 22 acres.
Excellent. So you've got a good combination of being in a very peaceful, quiet, rural environment, but you're literally 20 minutes away from practically anything you want.
I moved to Costa Rica 4 months ago, and I rented a place in Santa Ana, and I could walk here. It took me about 25 minutes to walk. It's maybe a couple of miles. Santa Ana is a suburb of San Jose, and it's very close. I mean, just over those hills is the city of San Jose in the Central Valley. The weather here is spectacular. It's cool, and it's just beautiful with the sun. And
But you're not missing the weather in Brooklyn right now?
I haven't been in Brooklyn for over 50 years, Scott.
Good move. Henry, thank you very much indeed.
You're welcome. Thank you, Scott.